comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I am DK Wrestler.
And I am MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we got quite a bit of pretty sweet Funko Pop announcements. We got the remaining Funko Pops of October 2021, of course, because last week, which I do want to mention, thank you to everyone who had tuned in last week for our week-long content for Monsters, Inc. 20th anniversary. 4 days of videos from Monday to Thursday. And of course, our fandom-related podcast, the very last fandom-related podcast for the year of 2021, which I should also mention an update that we will be announcing the entire lineup of 2022 fandom-related podcasts on one of our upcoming videos where we discuss about our YouTube channel update, which will be featured in a set of videos we'd like to call the 12 days of content. This is the first that you guys will be hearing of this before it goes on our social media. First 12 days of December, we will have a video every day on the channel. And one of those videos will be, of course, a YouTube channel update. We'll let you guys know all of the fandom-related podcasts happening in 2022, along with other different content-related things involving the channel. So I thought I'd mention that. But for this podcast, like I mentioned, we do have the remaining Funko Pops of October 2021, but we also have our segment, The Update, but we will also have the first set of November 2021 Funko Pop announcements, which I think this first set of November Pops are pretty decent so far, not going to lie. So without further ado, we might as well kick off with the remaining set of October 2021 Funko Pop announcements, which range from October 25th to October 31st, which kicking off, we have a brand new wave of Rocky 45th anniversary pops, actually, not just Rocky pops, which we got ourselves common pops of Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed, with exclusive pops of Rocky Balboa with Chicken, which will be going to the Funko shop, and Rocky Balboa with Title, which will be a specialty series exclusive. And these are expected to release as early as January 2022. On that same day, Funko had announced a pop of Ichigo from Bleach, which will also have a 1-in-6 mass chase, which this is going to be exclusive to AAA anime, and this is expected to release as early as February 2022. On that same day, Pop Culture had announced an exclusive pop of Winnie the Pooh in Honey Pot, which this is available now on the Pop Culture website with restricted shipping for both Canada and the US. Then on October 27th, Funko had announced a pop of Poison Spider-Man for the Venomized lineup, which has a 1-in-6 glow-in-the-dark chase. This will be exclusive to Entertainment Earth, and this is expected to release as early as January 2022. On that same day, Funko had announced a Funko Shop drop of Great Saiyaman and Great Saiya Girl from Dragon Ball Z. At this time, I'm pretty sure these are still available on the Funko Shop website. On that same day, Pop Culture had announced an exclusive pop of Itachi with crows from Naruto Shippuden, in which this is available now on the Pop Culture website with restricted shipping to Canada and the US. And I think in North America, this is available as a box lunch exclusive in the US and soon to be an EB Games/GameStop, I should say now, exclusive in Canada. Then on October 28th, Pop Culture announced an exclusive of a glow-in-the-dark Killer's Eddie from Iron Maiden, which this is available now on the Pop Culture website with restricted shipping to both Canada and the US. On that same day, Funko had announced a set of pops for comic book variants of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we have ourselves Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Casey Jones, and Shredder, with all 6 of these characters having black and white chases. These will be previews exclusive, and these are expected to release as early as January 2022. And essentially, last but not least, announced both respectively October 29th by Funko and then October 31st on the Funko app, we have ourselves the last 2 pops featured in the Diagon Alley Pop Deluxe set exclusive to Target for the Harry Potter lineup, which first we have ourselves Harry Potter with Elop's Owl Emporium, and then we have Ron Weasley with Quality Quidditch Supplies, in which it's unknown yet of when these are going to be released. All right, so kicking off with the Rocky Pops, which I remember hearing about these because I think these were actually reveals during Fun Days. These were one of those Fun Days reveals that we didn't get to talk about yet because we have yet to receive the glam shots, which we do now. And that's pretty cool that we have a new wave of Rocky Pops because, of course, the original Rocky Pops are so expensive at this point, and this wave is pretty cool. I love the common Rocky Balboa. I love the idea that he's in a fighting stance and has a bruised eye like it's the end of a boxing match. Really awesome. Even the other Rocky Pops are pretty sweet. The one with the chicken where he's training, that's awesome. And then you have him with the title. I kind of wish his arms were like posed up more for the title one. And then it'd be cool if maybe they did a little message on the flap there that says, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." And then the Apollo Creed is wicked compared to what the Apollo Creed looked like in the very first Rocky wave. And I can't wait for the possibility of a new Ivan Drago if they make it. I don't know if they're going to do it right now because I think this is mainly specifically towards the 45th anniversary of the very first movie. And obviously, Ivan Drago was in the fourth movie. Then we have the pop from Bleach, Ichigo with the chase. And I think the chase looks wicked. I don't know if it's actually a mask. I said it's mask because it looks like it could be a mask. So I'm just going to assume it's a mask. Maybe it's not, but it's a really wicked pop. I love the detail involved with this. And I think obviously people would want to go for that chase because even people who might not know Bleach, including myself, actually like the chase better than the common per se. And I think it looks pretty cool here. Winnie the Pooh with the honey pot. This is pretty decent. It's kind of like a Pop Deluxe, but you get it in a 3.75-inch form. So I think that's really cool. You have the little bees around the honey pot, and there's even honey kind of dripping from Pooh's hands going down the honey pot there. And I think that's really, really cool. Then we have ourselves Poison Spider-Man, and this is all right. I mean, I feel like this is what the Venomized line has come to now, where they've kind of run out of ideas as terms to what can we make as a character and then venomize it. Now they're going to this poison section of essentially the comic books. And I wouldn't have never guessed that this was Spider-Man, to be honest, until I read the name and the description that it was Spider-Man. This is okay. And I can only imagine what the chase will look like. It might look cool because white does here and there look good, glow in the dark. Then we got the new Dragon Ball Z Pops, which I feel like it's been quite a bit since we've gotten Dragon Ball Z Pops besides like that wave that was announced earlier in the year during Toy Fair or Funko Fair, it was called this year, and then just released later on. But this is pretty decent. It's not your typical Goku, Vegeta, Perfect Cell, Piccolo, whatever repeats of the character. It seems like they are newer or like different characters, I should say. So that's pretty decent. Then we have Itachi with crows, which I remember this was originally posted on a website in France, I believe. I can't remember the website name, but they didn't have like a glam shot yet. And then we have Pop Culture, who does have a glam shot. And this is pretty decent. Once again, it looks like it's one of those pops where it's a 3.75-inch pop, but it's more of a deluxe because you got the crows kind of flying around there. And this is pretty decent. I always like the eye designs of Itachi in this form, and it's pretty decent. Then we have the glow in the dark Killers Eddie, and this is pretty cool. I kind of want to see this pop in person, and I'm curious to know where this is being exclusive to because, of course, it has that special edition sticker. And at least as of this recording, we have no idea where this is getting exclusive to, whether this is like one of those distributors like AAA Anime or Alliance Entertainment. This is pretty decent, especially because it's green. So I think the glow will look nice, and it looks like the eyes glow too, at least the middle. Then we have the comic book variants of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which these are pretty cool. There is a mixed hype about this because of the fact that like a lot of people didn't know about the backstory about why all the Ninja Turtles have the red masks and not the usual color masks. And that's because, of course, the Ninja Turtles comic books, they all wore red masks. And the only way you can tell from the different Ninja Turtles is what weapon they had at the time. It wasn't until I think people have said the 1987 television series where they decided let's put the different color masks on them and then do it that way. But this is pretty decent. And I kind of like the way that Casey Jones actually looks in this comic book form. The one thing I do like about these black and white chases is it's looking like you will probably get a brand new sticker involved with this pop because it is a B+W chase sticker shown right beside the black and white pops. And I think that would be pretty cool to see in person. And it'd be pretty cool if anyone has a Ninja Turtles pop and they obtain the chase that possibly they get that black and white Chase sticker. Hopefully there's pops that I collect in the future that may have a black and white Chase, and I'll be able to get it with a black and white Chase sticker. Then we have the last two Harry Potter Diagon Alley Pop Deluxes here, and these are pretty decent. I kind of figured this is going to be the setting for Harry, where it is like the owl shop, because that was a part of the very first movie, since I think a lot of the Harry Potter pops being released this year is for the 20th anniversary of when the movie was released. And this is pretty decent. I like it. You can see Hedwig chilling there, and then you see the other owl there also. And then we have the Ron Weasley, which is also pretty decent. There's nothing really going on with Ron's, but I can't exactly remember what his setting is, like the Quality Quidditch Supplies. I don't think that's the wand store, but maybe it is. It's been a while since I've seen Harry Potter, to be honest, but these are some pretty decent pops, so I'm not going to crap on them.
Starting off with the Rocky 45th anniversary pops. These are sweet. It's great to see new Rocky pops. Like DK said, Rocky Pops are getting extremely expensive, so it's great that there are new ones that people can potentially buy if they do want to get into collecting some sort of Rocky Funko product, but don't want to fork out the money for some of those old ones, which is funny because I was very close to buying a Clubber Lang recently because I love that character, and I would hope that down the road they do make another one because the original pop is sweet. It is expensive, but I would one day want to have it in my collection. But these pops are pretty sweet. I think my favorite is the Rocky Balboa with the chicken. I think that that's cool. And I don't know, it's cool because he has the headband and the tracksuit on too, which it's great. The Apollo Creed is definitely a really nice sculpt update. And all four of these pops are pretty dang good. But I do agree that the Specialty Series one should maybe have his hands raised rather than down low. But either way, it is a good pop. Moving on to the new Bleach pop from the AAA anime exclusive. This is pretty sweet. The chase is really cool. I mean, we see this a lot with different anime characters where they either have a mask on or whatnot for the chase. But I think that this one was done really well, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be glow in the dark, so I'm glad that it isn't, I guess, in that sense. And I'm guessing that this must be the pop that they were kind of hinting at when they posted the photo of the Bleach bottle kind of looking like a Funko Pop style. And I thought that that was really cool, and I really hope that other partnerships with Funko, like AAA Anime or let's say Hot Topic or people like that, post on their Instagram of hints like that for different things that will be exclusive to their store, because AAA Anime definitely did a good job with that Bleach bottle. I thought that was very funny. Then we have the Winnie the Pooh in the honey pot, and I really enjoy this pop. I've been really considering getting into collecting Winnie the Pooh pops because it was definitely one of my favorite things as a very young child, and this would definitely be one of the pops that would go into that because there's quite a few Winnie the Pooh pops, so obviously I probably couldn't collect them all, but I think if I wanted a Winnie the Pooh, it would probably be this one because this is sweet. Then we have the Poison Spider-Man, and this actually looks pretty cool. I would assume that the chase would be decent because white glows all right. I kind of like the glow that white gets when it's glow in the dark, but this isn't something that I'd collect, and the Venomized line just needs to end. They're starting to do things that are not needed. And then we have two new Dragon Ball Z pops, and these are definitely pretty cool. We have the Great Saiyaman and the Great Saiya Girl. And yeah, I'm not surprised that they're not sold out on the Funko shop. These are all right, but I don't know. I feel like we could have seen something a little more awesome, but I could definitely see there being some decent hype over these pops. Then we have Itachi with crows, and this pop is fantastic. I love how this pop looks. I love how it's almost a deluxe pop due to the fact that you have the crows circling them like that. And obviously with that clear base, having them kind of in a floating position is really, really nice. This is by far one of my favorite Nudo pops so far. Then we have the Killer's Eddie, and this is decent. I think I might end up picking this up because I don't have an Eddie pop in my collection yet, and I feel like I do need to have one, and I feel like if the glow is super awesome on this, which it should be considering it is very much green, then this would fill that spot for me, and I'm hoping that it kind of goes to FYE as the exclusive. I think that that would be awesome because then Sunrise Records would get it, and it'd be very easy for us to get. Then we have the previews exclusives, comic book Ninja Turtles, and this is fucking awesome. This is so sweet. I love the idea of this. I know that I'm pretty sure Funko did do the turtles with the red bandanas before, but I believe that those are like pretty much holy grails at this point. But these are sweet. And I may be wrong about this, but I don't think Funko has ever had a set of pops specifically that every pop in the lineup has a chased version. And that is so sweet. I mean, this is so awesome. I love the black and white versions, but I also like the colored variants. These are just great, and I will need to get all 12 of these pops. And last but not least, we have the other two Harry Potter pops, and these are decent. The Harry Potter one is awesome. I love how you have the two owls. It's like a pop and buddy kind of pop, and that is really, really cool. And then you have the Ron Weasley, and because of how good that Harry Potter pop is, this one is kind of mediocre, but it's not bad. There are things that I like better about this pop. Like I like the background a lot better than the Harry Potter one, but I feel just because you kind of get a 3-for-1 deal with the Harry, that is by far the better pop.
All right. So now we're going to move on to our segment, The Update, which is brand new to the podcast, of course. The Update is a segment where we look back essentially at our top 10 list a few weeks back. And now that we're over and done with October 2021 that we just discussed about, we can update the top 10 list since we are finished with October. So without further ado, like usual, we will kick off with MD Shady and see if his top 10 list from a few weeks back has updated or not.
So looking through the final set of pops to finish off October 2021, there's definitely some really good stuff here. And it draws my attention towards the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they are so cool. And I knew that I wanted to put a pop from this set on my list in the update, but I couldn't pick which one. And because I can't put them all on the list, my list stays the same.
So my list had updated and I added 2 pops onto the list, one going to number 8 and one going to number 4. So of course I'll start up with number 8, which is the common Rocky Balboa. I think that pop looks wicked. I love the detail involving the Rocky Balboa where his eye is bruised and he's actually in a pose where he is still trying to fight. I think that's wicked. They've really updated the detail involving this Rocky pop compared to the other Rocky pops we got so long ago. So it's really cool to see new Rocky pops, and people are super pumped to see this one more specifically because it is a common. And then the last pop that I have updated my list, taking the number 4 spot, is the AAA anime exclusive Chase variant of Ichigo. I think that pop looks really awesome in detail, and I think people are super pumped to see new Bleach pops because I think it's been quite a while since we've actually gotten some Bleach pops. I want to say it's been like 4 years or something that we've gotten Bleach pops, and to even see one new character for a lineup we haven't seen in a while is pretty cool. So I really like the design, and I think it's a pretty cool pop. So I think it deserved to be on the top 10 list for October. Are you looking for great pop protectors? Then look no further than popbox.ca. They have a variety of 4-inch and 6-inch protectors in different quantities. Do you want to get 10 protectors, 20? You can get even up to 250 pop protectors over on popbox.ca. And also use our promo code of Funko Popcast for 10% off of your entire purchase of pop protectors. The code is going on until supplies last. So go get your pop protector needs now over on popbox.ca using our code of Funko Popcast to get 10% off, and also free shipping over $75 in both Canada and the US with duty fees included.
And let me tell you guys, we're not just screwing around here. These are some great pop protectors. We own a multitude of these protectors. They are some of the best I've seen. Stop buying from EB Games. I'm not boycotting EB Games by any means, but their pop protectors are not as good. So again, use code Funko Popcast for 10% off.
All right, so now we will go on to the first set of November 2021 Funko Pop announcements, which these range from November 1st to November 6th. So kicking off, we have ourselves a 50th anniversary Walt Disney World set, which we got ourselves common pops of a Mickey Mouse with Space Mountain Pop rides, Goofy with Dumbo Pop rides, Pirates of the Caribbean dog, and then we have a Mickey Mouse with Castle Pop Town, along with exclusive pops of a Queen of Hearts in Mad Tea Party Pop Deluxe, which will be going to Target, and a Mickey Mouse with Castle Gold Pop Town, which will be going to Disney parks. And these are expected to release at some point in the new year. On that same day, Funko had announced on November 1st a brand new set of pops for The Matrix. And I think this is more specifically towards the new movie that's coming out soon, which we got ourselves common pops of Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity, with exclusive pops of The Analyst, which will be going to Walmart, a pink jacket Morpheus, which will be going to Target, and then a glow-in-the-dark Neo, which will be going to Books A Million. And these are expected to release as early as January 2022. On that same day, Funko had announced a Funko Shop drop of a die-cast Iron Man pop, which it has since sold out on the Funko Shop, and it also is sold out on Pop Culture, except as of this recording, I think you can get it in a like 6-pop bundle for a certain price, but it is restricted shipping to Canada and the US. Then on November 3rd, Funko had announced a pop of Machine Gun Kelly for the Pop Rocks lineup, which this is expected to release as early as January 2022. Then on November 4th, we have ourselves a pop comic covers, the very first ones for Marvel, which we got ourselves Scarlet Witch and Vision, which both of these will be exclusive to Target, and these are expected to release as early as February 2022. Then Pop Culture on that same day on November 4th had announced 2 exclusive pops, one of a do-it-yourself The Grinch, and then of Mystic Armor Iron Man, which these are available now on the Pop Culture website with restricted shipping to Canada and the US. Then on November 5th, International MD Shady Day, Blizzard had announced their own exclusive pops of a gold 6-inch Bastion from Overwatch. And then we have ourselves a glow-in-the-dark Murloc from World of Warcraft, which that pop, the Murloc, was only featured in a mystery box that you can purchase, but these are available now on the Blizzard website. And the last pop to discuss about for this podcast is for a brand new set of a Build-A-Scene Pop Deluxe for the Buyer's House for Stranger Things. We have ourselves 11, which this set of pops will be exclusive to Amazon, and this is expected to release as early as January 2022. So kicking off with the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary set to kick off November 2021. This is a pretty decent set. I think generally a lot of people are excited for when these kind of pops are coming out, but there was some bad hype because of the fact that for the pop towns, all they did was simply take the mold from the Sleeping Beauty castle that was made last year and just repainted it to kind of make it seem like it is the castle from Walt Disney World and not Disneyland. And a lot of people are very disappointed about that because the castle looks different at Walt Disney World. I wouldn't know because I've never been to neither Disneyland or Disney World, so I wouldn't know. Overall, I think the set is pretty decent. People are excited for the Pirates of the Caribbean dog. Then we have the Matrix Resurrection pops, which this is pretty decent. This is also one of those licensors as terms to the Matrix where we haven't seen pops since, oh my God, when Funko first started making pops for the Matrix, where we had a few Matrix pops and now we have newer ones. But people are disappointed for the fact of how Neo looks. It's not like how Neo used to look. But of course, this is going for the new movie. So obviously, Keanu Reeves, he has the long hair now with the beard, the more John Wick looking look here for Neo. But it's still pretty decent. And I don't know what it is, but I actually am a fan of the glow in the dark Neo that is a Books A Million exclusive. I know this seems like something that I would hate because this looks like it could be like an artist series pop per se, but I don't know. It's something with like the black color, and then you got like the cryptic coding that you normally would see with the Matrix going along with this pop. And I think that looks pretty decent. I'll have to see what the pop looks like in person because I do feel like there may be some paint mishaps, but for some reason, I'm really digging that glow in the dark Neo at this moment. Then we have the die-cast Iron Man, which this is pretty sweet. A lot of people knew this was happening, mainly because, and I don't know how many people actually caught this, but when they posted the glam shot in the Funko app for the Captain America one for FunCon, they accidentally, and they've been doing this a lot recently, especially with pop albums, it has the siding of a different character. So we already knew Iron Man was coming out because it actually showed the side of Iron Man on the Captain America box when the glam shot was released on the Funko app. This Iron Man is pretty sweet. It's probably my favorite die cast pop they've done because it makes the most sense to be die cast. Captain America was okay because you have the shield and you have a bit of his armor that could be metal. Batman, in my opinion, it kind of made sense, but it didn't. I think if it was a different attire that Batman had, it would have totally made sense to have the die cast. But this totally makes sense because Iron Man's entire outfit is made of metal. So it definitely makes sense to have a die cast Iron Man pop. And I feel like this is something they should do for future pops, such as like C3PO and R2D2 from Star Wars. Those are metal droids, definitely makes sense. So I think this is pretty decent. And I haven't really seen many postings of like people's opinions yet on how this actually turned out, but I hope this turns out really, really well. Then we have Machine Gun Kelly, which this is a little bit of a surprise, but it's not. I think I heard about an MGK pop coming, but it was one of those instances where like you heard the dirt sheet rumors, and then like 3 or 4 months later, when it was officially announced, you kind of forgot that it was rumored. So I think that was one of the cases. And this probably, when I'm looking at the comments, was probably the least hyped Pop Rocks pop that I have probably ever seen while looking at the comments. A lot of people really hated this pop, and I don't exactly remember the reasons why, but there were people who did not like this pop at all, and they were just like, why don't we have this before this? And but on the bright side, at least we got Green Day pops before we got an MGK pop. Then we have the pop comic covers for Marvel now, which we have Vision and Scarlet Witch, which this was a bit of a surprise to see Scarlet Witch and Vision as the very first comic covers for Marvel. You would think they would choose something like, I don't know, Spider-Man, maybe X-Men to kick off, but it's actually these two kicking off the Marvel portion. And these are pretty decent. I really like how they kind of changed the posing a bit for the Scarlet Witch, because it does look like the classic one they made for the Marvel 80th lineup. And then we have the Vision, which is pretty sweet. I really like the pop that's inside. You can't really see it unless you have the photo of it without the cardboard on the outside. I kind of like how there's like a base going on with that Vision. Then we have the do-it-yourself Grinch pop, which I think this is really cool. I think this is a great idea to have this character as a do-it-yourself pop. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to see Grinch as different colors, and especially make the Santa Claus outfit as a different color. So I think that's a really cool idea, especially for kids, to have a Grinch pop and then like kind of paint it their own different colors. I think that's pretty sweet. And I'm really curious to see where this is exclusive to, whether this is like GameStop or this is Walgreens or some other retailer. The Mystic Armor Iron Man is pretty sweet. I know for sure that in North America, this is a Walgreens exclusive, I believe. This is a pretty decent take on Iron Man. I kind of like the whole like ponytail aspect to it. Really cool. I'm curious to really know about the backstory of Mystic Armor Iron Man, if anyone in the comments knows about this character. The new gold Bastion from Overwatch. It's kind of rare to see some new Overwatch pops nowadays because there hasn't really been much going on with Overwatch. I know there's supposed to be Overwatch 2 coming out, but I think actually just this past week they announced that the video game will be delayed until the new year. I think it was supposed to be coming out very soon, within like the next month or two. It makes sense that they're making more pops. They did announce a master partnership with Overwatch recently, they as in Funko, so it definitely makes sense that we do see more Overwatch pops coming soon. Then we have the glow-in-the-dark Murloc, which this is okay. I feel like the original ones are better. And last but not least for this set of November pops is a new build-a-scene set for Stranger Things, and it's for the Byers house. Now, I do like the idea that they're doing something like this with Stranger Things. We've been seeing like the Marvel build-a-sets, and we've seen the Star Wars ones that have been going to Amazon and GameStop. And now we have one for Stranger Things, which gives me hopes that maybe we'll see like a Toy Story build-a-scene set, which would be totally wicked if that was a thing. My only gripe so far about this, I feel like with these pops in this set, these are for the people who could never obtain the original Stranger Things pops, because you can see with the 11 that it's clearly like the same 11 pop from that very first Stranger Things set, except it's got a cool background this time. I mean, I can totally see, let's say, MD wanting to get this because he's got a huge collection of Stranger Things pops. And there's a mixed hype with this. I will say there's people who really like the concept and the idea of this. especially because I feel like with this set, if you take it out of box, it would be cool to kind of see the top two kind of facing the way they are, and then the other two upside down because of being in the upside down. But there are people, so you can definitely tell from the silhouettes, you got 11 as the first one. Then you got Hopper beside 11. And then the bottom two are clearly have to be Will Byers and a Demogorgon. It totally makes sense if that was the case. A lot of people were wishing that Hopper was replaced with Joyce, which, I mean, I do understand that. There hasn't been many Joyce pops, but at the same time, they know that they can sell Hopper pops. And I'm kind of curious to know what the upside down pops are going to look like. Will the Will look like the upside down Will that you have for the Think Geek exclusive? I don't know, but I'm excited to see what this set turns out to be. And I'm excited maybe on the channel in the future, if MD plans on getting all four of these, he can do unboxings of like each of these. And then when he gets the very fourth one, he'll build the complete 4-piece set and just like show off what it looks like. So I'm excited for this. I don't want to crap on it too much, to be honest, but I like this idea. I want to see this more often with different sets.
Okay, kicking off November with the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary pops. These are pretty sweet. I really like this lineup. I think it is pretty nice. I really enjoy the dog from the Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't know that that's what pop it was until I zoomed in on the photo and saw the key hanging out of the mouth. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's something that we never really thought we needed, but once we got it, we're glad to have it. That's for sure. The Target exclusive Queen of Hearts in the teacup is also really awesome. And then I really enjoy the Goofy on the Dumbo ride. I think that's great. The Mickey Mouse, both of those pops with the castles are decent, but it is kind of weird that they use the existing mold instead of making a new one, which I think would have been better. The only thing that I think is missing from this set is It's a Small World pop. I think that that would have fit very well in this set, considering we have 3 different rides here and we have the castle, which is obviously a huge part of Disney World. The Pirates of the Caribbean dog is the thing that kind of feels a little left out, but I'm happy that it's in there. But I feel like another It's a Small World pop would have fit very well in this set. And I think it was just a little bit of a missed opportunity. Then we have the Matrix Resurrections pops, and these look cool. I'm not disappointed on the way that the Neo turned out, because obviously that's what he looks like in this movie. And the BAM exclusive is definitely really cool. And I definitely do get those vibes of it kind of being a artist series pop, but it really isn't, because that's sort of part of the movie. So this is a decent wave overall. Probably won't be buying any though. Then we have yet another die cast pop, and it's Iron Man, and this is sweet. I agree exactly that this is the perfect pop to be die cast, because obviously Iron Man is all metal. His suit is all metal. So this is sweet, and I could see this being the first die cast pop that I put in my collection, because I know that one day I do want to have at least one, and this definitely has the potential to be that one. Machine Gun Kelly, this is interesting. So I could see why there's bad hype, but at the same time, I think that this pop came out at kind of a good time, because obviously back in 2018, I believe it was now, which is crazy to think about, you had that Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem beef, and then Machine Gun Kelly, quote unquote, changes genres, which I'm not exactly sure if I agree with that statement. I do think that he kind of always was somewhat of a rocker, or a punk rocker, at least you could say. But now he is pretty much full into punk rock and not really doing rap. So this pop's cool. I wish we would get a Machine Gun Kelly in kind of his rap gear, where he's kind of wearing black, maybe has a bandana on. I think that would be sweet. But this pop isn't bad. And I think that this pop is really good for your casual person. Maybe not a Funko collector, but someone who sees this in a store and goes, oh, I like Machine Gun Kelly now, because a lot of people definitely do like Machine Gun Kelly now that he's switched genres. Whereas I feel like that people who liked his rap stuff no longer really listen to him, because it's not rap anymore. So I could definitely see this pop being a pop that kind of brings people into collecting Funko, which is always great. Then we have the first comic book covers for Marvel, and it is very weird that it is the Scarlet Witch and Vision. But at the same time, I think with the hype over WandaVision, I think that they knew that these would be 2 good pops, because they're probably going to sell well. And honestly, they turned out great. I really enjoy the Scarlet Witch. I don't know what it is about it. I think that there's just too much red going on with the Vision, and that's what kind of steers me away from that one. But the Wanda or the Scarlet Witch is great, and I like that you also have Vision on the cover, so you kind of get the best of both of the pops just by buying the one pop. Next up, we have the do-it-yourself Grinch. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Michaels exclusive, but who knows? It might go over to GameStop, or I don't know, maybe it'll be some exclusive that we never really think of. But this pop is sweet. I will definitely be buying at least one. And if you guys would like to see a video on our channel of us both creating our own do-it-yourself Grinch pops, let us know down in the comments. And when this pop gets released, we would potentially make a video on that, which I think would be sweet. Then we have the Iron Man in the Mystic armor, and I don't know anything about this Iron Man, but I think that this pop looks sweet. There's just something about it, kind of that gladiator type feel with it, and the hair coming out of the top looks super nice as well. This pop is pretty well done, and I could see this definitely being a good seller. And then on my birthday, we have released Bastion, which is very funny considering that this gold skin is actually my favorite skin to use when I play as Bastion in Overwatch, which I haven't played Overwatch in so long, and I've recently considered not collecting the pops anymore. But because this was announced on my birthday and it is that skin that I love so much, I think that this might end up hitting up my collection. Then we have the glow-in-the-dark Murloc, and I'm always excited when these Murloc pops get announced because I feel like it just broadens the collection of collecting one, World of Warcraft pops, and Murloc, which I do have 2 Murloc pops, which have some decent value, which I paid practically nothing for. So seeing the value increase when newer pops from Murloc comes out is always a great thing, and I don't think this pop looks bad. I think it's actually one of the cooler ones. And last but not least, we have the first of 4 of the Amazon exclusive Build-A-Scene Stranger Things. And this is awesome. I love this so much. I love Stranger Things. Obviously, I collect just about all the pops that come out for it. I think that this was kind of long awaited where we needed something like this for Stranger Things with a Build-A-Scene. 11 is awesome. Obviously, that's the first pop that we actually see. So that's really cool. And obviously, we have the Demogorgon, we have Will Byers, and then we have Hopper, which is interesting. I kind of wish that it was Joyce because that kind of makes more sense to me, at least. But I get it. Hopper will probably sell decently. But I feel like at the same time, if you're going to be buying one of these, you're probably going to buy all 4. So what's the difference of having Joyce over Hopper? And I feel like it would be funny if when people are getting asked like about the silhouettes and you see Hopper there and you're like, who's that Pokemon? And you're like, Pikachu. And then you see Hopper, you're like, fuck. That's funny. I will collect all of these. And once I have all 4, I will definitely show them off on the channel.
All right, guys. So that is going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's edition of a Funko Podcast, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let us know what your favorite pops were from this past week. Press the subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do on this channel in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. And if you guys haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Podcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this week's edition of a Funko Podcast, and we hope to see you guys next week on a Funko Podcast. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Oh, bother. Peace in, peace out.